What does it mean to go from managing to leading? Whether you're a manager looking to get into a leadership position or whether you're a leader looking to stay there and excel, you should be spending time with this question. Leadership doesn't really show up on your resume very clearly. It's not over on LinkedIn. It's something you carry with you. It's your invisible resume. It's something that people experience when they work with you. Often the invisible resume is talked about in terms of character and confidence and energy. And this is all a little fuzzy. So in these 3 videos, we're going to take it into 3 core elements of your invisible resume that you can start working on right now. The first thing that we'll look at is what people who hire executives say they're looking for. To many people's surprise, they're not looking for problem-solving abilities. They're not looking for accountability or even integrity. Those are the tickets to the game. You don't get considered for leadership if you don't have those things. What they're looking for is a strategic perspective, business acumen, global outlook. They're looking to see if you understand the larger environment that you and your unit are working in and understand how it affects your success and the success of the company as a whole and the success of the industry. This is why leadership is such a deep subject, because there are rings of impact, and the higher up you go and the more of a leader you are, the broader your perspective. Well, what does this look like in the day-to-day world? I'll give you an example of a friend of mine who's a chief operating officer now, but when she was taking on one of her first leadership opportunities as a senior manager, she knocked it out of the ballpark. She did everything she was responsible for and more. She delivered on time and under budget. And she noticed her boss spending a lot of time, she thought, goofing off, going out to lunch with people, spending time reading things on the internet, reading magazines. And at first she didn't understand this, but then she noticed he started to be very smart in meetings. With their executives, he'd talk about what the customer and what the customer's industry was going through. With the client, he would talk about these broader implications that their business together had on the market, or that events in the market had on their business together, on their partnership. And sure enough, by showing that he had a strategic perspective and he understood the larger picture, he got promoted. And she got promoted into his job. And she learned very quickly that when she took people to lunch and she asked them what they thought was happening in the industry and she offered her opinion about these broader issues, she was taken more seriously and she was perceived as a leader. So what can you do for this aspect of your invisible resume? Start, if you haven't already, by getting out of the weeds and taking your nose off the grindstone and looking around and looking at what impacts your work at the next level out and the level beyond that. Look at the invisible levers inside your business that impact success, both those that you have an ability to affect and those that you don't, because understanding the broader picture is how you contribute at a leadership level in leadership discussions. So start looking broader. However broad you are right now, think one step out. That's how you can start investing in your invisible leadership resume today.